Hello and welcome to Amazon Music's Twitch channel for the latest edition of Amazon Music's City Sessions. My name is Andy Harms. I am a curator at Amazon Music, specializing in indie music and alternative music, but really just kind of part of a team who's made it their entire mission. There's very many complicated things that go into this, but the entire mission is just to find stuff that's killer and do as much as we can to support that. And somewhere along the way, that's what happened with Robbie, who is to my left right here. We found Cavetown at some point, and we're like, man, kind of what's happening there is so special and so killer, and we want to just support it in any way we can. And that eventually led its way to here tonight, where we will be talking, we'll be listening to music, and just kind of hanging out. Robbie, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Worm Food's the name of the album that came out this fall. We're going to talk about that in just a bit. But right around the time the album came out, the New York Times did an article on you. Do you remember the first thing that article said?
No.
It said, and tell me if this is wrong or it's right, this may be easy. The very first line was, if you want to get Robin Skinner to open up, ask him about his cat.
True.
So, I mean, the first question is, how's Juno?
It's literally so true. I love my cat so much. Juno's great.
Uh-huh.
She has a cat sitter who visits her twice a day. She's a little princess, so she gets at-home care while I'm away. I actually just got a tattoo that is for her. I've wanted a tattoo that's like for her, but not just a cat, you know? So this is a June bug, because she's called Juno. I call her Junebug as a little nickname, and I love it so much. I got it at Nice Tattoo Parlor in Brooklyn by Michaela, I believe was their name. I love it so much.
It looks great. It looks like it's healing nicely.
It is.
Everything looks like, yeah. Michaela did a good job. Thank you, Michaela.
Shout out.
Juno's on the record, right?
Yeah, Juno has a song in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Does Juno appear at any other point on the record, or is it just the song Juno?
I mentioned her in Heart Attack. Thinking about, sometimes I'll like see a cat. She's an indoor cat.
Sure.
I don't let her outside because I love her too much, and I want to be able to hug her whenever I want her. But every now and again, I'll see a cat outside that looks kind of like her. And I just get, my heart sinks. I'm like, oh my God, she got out. She's going to die.
Absolutely.
And then I realize it's not her because she's next to me. And then I'm fine.
Good.
So
good. I'm glad that story has a happy ending every single time. That's good.
She hasn't gone missing yet. She's still in my house.
Sure. We have lots of Cavetown fans watching. More will be watching throughout the entire stream. We also have people just kind of floating around on Twitch, finding this and discovering you for the first time, who I'm maybe most excited for this next hour and a half, people who get to discover you and your music for the first time. I guess this first part is a little bit for them, and just doing a little bit of background on you. And I won't even make you say it. I'll just say some things, and you can tell me true or false. Is that all right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. You came from like a musical household, a musical family.
Yes.
Your parents, a little bit more classically trained, where you went the more, I'm going to teach myself how to do all this stuff.
Yeah, more rock and roll.
Yes,
yeah.
Very much so. At some point along the way, you started your own YouTube channel.
Yes.
The beginning of that YouTube channel was songs on the ukulele, probably mostly covers.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets fuzzy for me. And I'll tell you why.
I
seriously looked into this, and every time I saw this story told, it was, started a YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden had 2 million followers. And it's like, wow, what? Something had to happen in between then, because there are a lot of YouTube channels with a lot of people playing ukulele, but they don't have 2 million followers. What happened kind of in that gap that sparked something?
I am not sure. I think I'm very fortunate that I grew quite slowly, which worked for me. I think if it was one of those things where, I don't know, I release a song that just like slaps and everyone loves it, and then by the next day I suddenly have 2 million followers or whatever, that would be, I wouldn't enjoy that too much. I think I would be a bit overwhelmed by that. So I feel really grateful that I have grown quite slowly and steadily, and my audience has kind of grown with me. So it's kind of hard to like pinpoint, there wasn't one thing that made everything spiral or whatever. I just kind of slowly, I just kept making music because I wanted to. and I wanted to share it with my friends and with whoever wanted to listen. And eventually, that like doing covers like led me to being noticed by the booking agents of the people I was covering, and they reached out, and then like through them I met my manager and stuff, and like it was just like a process of meeting people through people, and here we are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It has, and again, that's, if you're not familiar, the overall tone and the vibe of this entire thing, it's very honest, it's very authentic, it's very organic, it's very kind of true. There's nothing false here. There's nothing that feels short time. It's all kind of just based on, again, quality from the people that are involved to the music that's being made. And what you just described is what happens when that sort of stuff catches. It doesn't just happen instantly. It grows over time, and it lasts a long time. For sure. The rest of the history, and again, the people involved in this are going to shudder when I say it's like you said. It's album and it's tour, and it's a little bit bigger album, a little bit bigger tour, and it's label and all of that sort of stuff. And we get to Worm Food. Fast forward to Worm Food that came out this past fall, and just didn't know if you could tell us sort of the story, just all the who, what, when, where, how of Worm Food, and how we got to that batch of songs.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my writing process is a bit just like random and erratic. It doesn't really I don't follow a structure. I don't stick to like a theme for very long. I kind of, I feel like in my opinion, my best songs just kind of fall out of me, and it's none of my business that it happens. It just happens. And so, just over time, I naturally just write songs because they come to me, or I just want to. And then once it reaches like an album length, I'm like, there you go, there's an album. I think it's really cool when people can stick to a theme for a whole album, but for me it's just kind of like each album is almost like its own like journal of just like a section of my life. And then I fill up that journal and I put it away, and then the next journal is the next album, and I write about that section of my life. So it just kind of, it's just all like the thoughts and feelings that I've had over, I don't know, a year or so. And that's just how the albums work for me.
Is it hard to go back and listen to old albums in the way that sometimes it's hard to go back and read old journal entries and kind of see where you were?
Yeah, it can be, but it's also kind of encouraging, because often I don't often listen to my old music, but when I do, or when I play a song that is from an older album, it's kind of cool to like listen to that and hear all the things that mattered so much to me then, and that I was struggling with then, and to be like, I'm not worried about that anymore. And it's kind of, when you're in the moment and you're writing the song, you're like, oh, this is how I'm going to feel forever. But you know, that just proves to me that is not how I'm going to feel forever. And I'm just hoping that someday I'll look back on Worm Food and be like, that's all like past. I've gone through that and I'm like grown from it, and it's not relevant anymore. You know,
it's such a glass is half full approach to that. It's wonderful. It's instead of looking back on something that's potentially embarrassing or hard to look at, you look at it as a sign of growth. It's like, I was there and now I'm here and I can make that journey, and that's possible. That's extraordinary. It really is. Absolutely. Is it fair to say that the making of Worm Food, just like the nuts and bolts of it, was almost a direct contrast on purpose from the making of the last album, which is perhaps, like, as you've said, maybe a little bit rushed. You were on the road, you had deadlines, that sort of thing. You allowed yourself with Worm Food to relax a little bit more and give yourself more time. Is that true? Yeah,
I did, definitely. I was still kind of like figuring out how I was going to balance touring and writing music as like a new part of my life, I guess. I was like new to touring so heavily and stuff. And I learnt through writing Sleepyhead that I really need to give myself like space and time to write at my own pace. And I'm very glad that I have such caring people in my team who are like very like excited to help me do whatever I need to do to enjoy an album writing cycle or whatever. And so they gave me a lot of time and space and patience to write Worm Food, and as long as it took, you know. And I think I'm really really pleased with where it ended up.
Great. Song by song, we won't go through everything, but a few highlights I wanted to ask about, starting with the song that kind of really introduced to this album to most of us, 1994, a song that is about your parents, or their breakup a little bit, Zach. You tell me what it's about.
Kinda. I feel like, that song kind of like bounces around between a few different things that were on my mind, I guess. I think it's just kind of always interested me. I'm fine with the fact that my parents are divorced. Like, I think it's for the best for them, and I'm happy and proud of them. But there's like a part of me that is like interested in like seeing like what they were like before I was born. I was born in 1998, so 1994 just happened to rhyme with the previous line. So I was like, that's a time before I was born. I wonder what it was like for them if they were like completely different people. It would be interesting to kind of be a fly on the wall in that year and just kind of see them being in love. You know, I don't think I remember seeing that.
Sure.
So
yeah, that makes all sorts of sense. Your mom plays on the record, correct?
She does.
Yes. Is it flute?
Yes.
Yeah.
She plays flute in Wasabi. Very
nice. Is she going to have the opportunity, or have you had it yet, to play live together? That seems like it could be a special moment.
Yeah, I would love to. She plays in like in various orchestras, so she's like used to recording and stuff, but it's like a very different process to how we did it. Like just to play like entire sections perfectly and like with everyone and stuff. And so she was very sweet. She didn't really get how recording would work, and it was a very like fast thing that I had given her to play, and she was like, I came down in the morning, she'd been practicing, and she was like, Robin, I don't know if I can do this, it's too fast, I haven't had enough time. And I'm like, no, you can, yes you can, I know you can do it, we're gonna just do like bar by bar. And she was like, I don't understand, how does that work? And I was like, just trust me. And so I gave her a bar, and she was kind of confused. But then I edited the whole thing together. That she could totally play the whole thing if she was given more time. I literally like gave it to her the night before. And then I mixed it together. And when I showed it to her first, her part came up, and she like looked at me, and her eyes like filled with tears. She was like, "Is that me?" And I was like, "Yes, it is. You did such a good job. I love you." But I would love for her to practice like playing it in its entirety and come on stage with me. I think that would be so special. And she seems to be into it, so we just have to like figure out when to do that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of answers what my next question was going to be, and it was, do your parents kind of get this, kind of get you and what's happening with your music and all of that? Sometimes I feel like parents do, and sometimes they don't, and it sounds like she's making at least a great effort, and she does. Yeah.
No, I think they do get it. They've definitely like they've grown to get it just as I've grown to get it. Like as I've been learning how this whole thing works, you know. And they're from a very like different musical world, so it took some learning for everyone. But I'm very, very lucky that they're in music already. They get that it is a real thing that you can pursue as a career, and they've always supported me in that. And I feel very, very privileged and fortunate to have had their support. Like in the early days, like getting my first like guitar and stuff. Like they've always really encouraged me to pursue things like that.
That's great. That's not always the story, and it's so nice to hear it when it is, for sure. Next song I wanted to talk about is a song for anyone that follows you on a musical level, but also a personal level. It was extra special to hear it and what it was about, and that's Frog. A very kind of special love song that I was hoping you could talk to us about.
Sure, yeah. I've written quite a few love songs. They tend to be kind of sad, though, and I think Frog is one of the, at least the most recent like actual sweet happy. I think it's the only happy song on the album, to be honest, for better or worse. But it's about my girlfriend. We recently just celebrated our 1 year anniversary, so it's going well. Very happy. But it's kind of cute, kind of cringe when we were first like talking, and we both wanted to be together, but we were both too nervous to like say the words boyfriend and girlfriend. I like showed her a meme of like two pictures of frogs. One of them is like, I think they were just frogs, and it was like BF equals boy frog, GF equals girl frog, and I was like, do you want to us? Is it us? And she was like, yeah. Are you asking me out? What is happening? And I was like, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, that's kind of like been a nickname for each other since then. Just like, we're each other's frogs. And that's kind of what inspired this song.
It's pretty nice, pretty nice. I heard you in talking about Frog, and if I get this wrong, please let me know. Frog's not the first love song that you wrote, but it's the first of this type of love song. And you said something along the lines that there are so many different types of love songs because there's so many different types of love. Mm-hmm. And that was so kind of poignant, and I'm shocked that I'd never heard that before, but made like instant sense kind of right away, for sure. And I think Frog is a great example of that on the record. We'll go to something that I did not expect when I heard about the collaborators on the album, and that's Vic Fuentes from Pierce the Veil. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I didn't expect it, just because I'm a jerk, I guess, and I don't know why I would assume. But it's a pretty cool thing, I would say, probably for at least some, an unexpected thing. What was it like working with Vic, and like how did that happen?
Yeah, I think it was pretty unexpected for everyone. I heard after the song, like after people had heard the song, like people on my label were like, I don't know if this is going to work, this is weird. But they were comfortable telling me that because they were like, actually, we were proved wrong. Yeah, so I've been a fan of Pierce the Veil for a long time. I used to listen to them all the time, like cycling to school and stuff as like a teenager. And so they've meant a lot to me. And so I think I noticed that he followed me back on Instagram like a couple years ago, and I was like, okay, time to shoot my shot. Hi, I thank you for that, or something. I don't remember what I said, but I was just basically said hi. And since then he's just like really made an effort to like get to know me and talk to me, and he came to a show in when he was writing in Seattle, and I was playing a show up there, like in like 2019. He came to the show and just hung out with me and talked with me and stuff. And so when I was doing some writing in San Diego, where he's based, I invited him around and to see if he wanted to hang or try and write a song together. And we ended up hanging out all day, and we went to dinner, and it was so much fun. And he helped me with some like stuff I was stuck on, like in like different demos that I kind of half finished. And we started writing A Kind Thing to Do, which didn't have a name or anything at the time. And yeah, I think it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written.
That's great, because it's such a dicey thing when you connect with someone that you love in that way and respect and admire in that way, because there's a lot of scenarios where that doesn't work out, and totally. They are disappointed in you, you're disappointed in them, it just doesn't work out creatively. So to see it kind of work out as well as it did is great. Obviously, you play well in the sandbox with a lot of people. Biba Doobie is on the album. Chloe's on the album. Your mom is on the album. Yeah. Is there anybody else kind of on your list that if it were to happen, and again, dream scenario, like Barack Obama's watching it or whoever is watching this, and you're like, if I had a chance to maybe sit down with them, and even if nobody ever heard it and just got to do it, who would that person be?
I feel like everyone's dream is to work with Frank Ocean. I hate to be generic, but he's so cool. That's kind of the main person that comes to mind, because it's just like so impossible. But that would be very cool. I love him and his music. Yeah, it's a good answer. Yeah, I think he's got new music coming. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not, but sure seems like it at some point this spring. Last one I want to talk about is the song Heart Attack, which is, in a sense, and again, you'll provide the details about an interaction with fans that was scary, kind of in the live setting. Was this one incident? Was this happening over the course of shows? Kind of what's going on with Heart Attack? I think it was just an accumulation of like stress from playing a lot of shows, especially like very lively ones where I didn't feel like I had control of the audience, or like I felt like, you know, because whenever I put on a show, I feel some amount of responsibility to like look after these people that have come to see me and make sure everyone's having a good time, make sure everyone's safe and you know, feeling comfortable. And when I lose control of that, it can be really stressful, and it can be hard to keep up the performance and to not get like stressed out on stage and overwhelmed. So yeah, I had a string of particularly stressful shows like that where I felt very out of control, and the room was very loud, and I couldn't really hear myself, and I was just kind of trying really hard not to let myself get too overwhelmed where I couldn't perform anymore. And so that inspired Heart Attack, essentially.
Absolutely. All right, last question, and then we'll get to some music. We sort of mentioned this at the beginning of our conversation, but I wanted to mention it again. Kind of the way this thing has grown has been so kind of, again, organic and like driven through quality and credibility and all of that. But things have gotten bigger for you, and there have been bigger crowds, and there have been bigger albums, and there have been bigger record labels. Yet you've still been able to kind of maintain that feeling of do-it-yourself, organic and authentic. I guess the question is, like, how do you do that so well? How do you keep that when all of these other entities, again, keep kind of growing around you? Is it difficult? Is there a trick to it? Like, how do you do that?
I think it was difficult when I was figuring out that is what is most important to me, to keep this as like a sustainable thing that I love doing. Like when I was writing Sleepyhead, I kind of like veered away from my usual like routine of how I write music on my own in my room at my own pace, and it was really unenjoyable for me and different. And since like through that experience, I just kind of learned that that's like a boundary that I need to just have, that I need to be able to control my space. I need to be able to do all of my production myself. And yeah, because if I'm not happy with what I'm doing, then it's not going to work. Like I can't, if I'm unhappy in the process, it's going to show through the music, and people are going to notice, and it's not going to be sustainable. So.
Sure. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I think we're going to do some songs. I want to apologize. We didn't get to any questions from the chat. This just went too well, and I was glancing over there. There was lots of "you're so good looking" and "I love the way you dress" and "you have wonderful hair." So if you scroll back when it's done, expect a lot of that. I'm sorry we didn't get to any questions, but we are going to get to music now. Again, Worm Food's name of the new album from Cavetown. It is out now. There will be tour dates, some of which have been announced. I'm sure more are coming as well throughout the rest of the year. And we're going to kind of get a glimpse, at least a little bit of that. Now, is also, sorry, for the people in the crowd, is there a thunderstorm happening in the back? Oh, dude.
Oh, sick.
That's great. Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to get off stage for sure then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. We're going to set up. We're going to have some music, and I'm going to drop this mic. Bye, guys.
All right. Am I going? Are we live? Check. Hello. Allow me to introduce my buddies, my band, my best friends. First of all, Austin. This is Austin. He plays guitar, and he's my friend. Hi, Austin. Next, this is Nick. Nick plays bass, and he's also my friend. And finally, last but not least, this is Willoughby on the drums, smacking skins, being my friend. gonna play some songs for you. Oh wait, I have my ears in. Oh, sorry. Now I do. Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay.
Wait, no, I'm not ready. I forgot that I have to listen to the... Okay, I'm ready now. Can't force him to love you. He can't expect you to be alright with all the bullshit he gives you. You wake up drenched in mosquito bites. But if you fall in love with a girl, she'll make you feel like the world is on your shoulder when you're holding her hand. The first time that you kiss, you'll smell like licks on her lips. When you need a little space, you know what she'll understand. That boy, let him go, lights her on, but no one's home, and I've seen enough. Find your girl and fall in love with a girl. I never wanted to see him. I just wanted to be someone that you see on your ceiling. He never saw me in anyone. I wanna say how I'm feeling. We haven't talked in like 18 months. I told my boyfriend I'm leaving. I thought that maybe we could hook up. I heard you fell in love with a girl. She makes you feel like the world is on your shoulder when you're over your head. She'll love you carefully, drawing letters on the beach, and finally found a place where you don't have to pretend. That boy, let him go, lights are on, but no one's home, and I've seen her. Find your girl and fall in love with a girl. That boy, let him go, lights are on, but no one's home, and I've seen her. Find your girl, fall in love with a girl. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. This next song, I love it a lot. It's called Frog. I'm on the edge of a sunset, the soft of your brow rolling around like a piglet, lay down like a cow. I wanna tell you a secret, just hear me out. I only hope you'll still love me when you find out. I'm your frog. Kiss me better all night long. tell you you're pretty till it makes you sick. Floating out of the city when the tide comes in. There's a curse that I'm under. I'll teach you how to swim to amphibian lovers. I'm your road. Kiss me better all night. Yeah, I'm your road. Kiss me better all night long. I feel alone. My head's gone funny, princess, put on the road. Kiss me better all night long. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I am personally ready. Give me a chord, buddy. I'm trying to forgive. Oh wait, sorry. Oh, okay. I'm trying to forgive. Wait. I'm confused. Myself for things I didn't do, the words I didn't say, and things I didn't choose. Spending every day decomposing in my room. I'm not okay, but there's nothing I can do. Love the person I was when I was born. Hated on a kid doesn't serve me anymore. Sylvanians making stories on the floor. My mom and dad in love like it's 1994. Say you're coming around. I need you lately, everything's been getting me down. Yeah, the kids are grown up, I feel like I'm stuck, but I don't wanna catch up right now. I'm trying to get a better sense of what I'm worth, 'cause I've been on the fence and in the dirt, taking it easy. Hey, but I forgot I have a job and nothing Broke a glass on the floor, it was the last straw. It's like I woke up on the wrong side of town. Say it coming around. I need you lately, everything's getting me down. I feel so much older than the kids around the corner. I feel so much younger now. Overtook them all, slow back down. Blamed a child in a daisy crown. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I hope everyone's enjoying the music. I can't see the people online, obviously, but I hope you're enjoying it. And also everyone in the room. Hi, guys. Woo! Let's play another one, huh?
Yeah, all right. How about it?
Yeah, all right about it. Well, might as well, since we're here.
Ready?
Yeah. You ready, Austie? But I can't get anything out of my eyes or my head. Did I die? I need to run, but I can't get out of bed for anyone, not for you. Boy is a pain. I wanna shoot him in the rain, but I'd miss him in the morning. It really hurts when I need to so bad, but I can't see her. My Juliet, my special girl. But I need to understand when I can power through, and when I need some help from you, when I should stand my ground, and when I need to just sit down. Sometimes I act like I know, but I'm really just a kid with 2 cups in his eyes and a bully in his head. I wanna make a color that no one else has seen before. I wanna be so much more. That she looks at me and thinks, shit, he is so pretty. Something I can't believe. Thank you. Next song? Yeah. I'm ready. Often I am upset that I cannot fall in love, but I guess this avoids the stress of falling out of it. Are you tired of me yet? I'm a little sick right now, but I swear when I'm ready I will fly us out of here. I'll cut my hair, to make you stare. I'll hide my chest and I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Porcelain face, I can't really think right now in this place. There's too many colors, enough to drive all of us insane. Are you dead? Sometimes I think I'm dead, 'cause I can feel ghosts and blues wrap in my head. But I don't wanna fall asleep just yet. Eyes went dark. I don't know where. My pupils are, but I'll figure out a way to get us out of here. Got a load of this monster. He doesn't know how to communicate. His mind is in a different place. Will everybody please give him a little bit of space? Get a load of this train wreck. His hair's a mess and he doesn't know who he is yet. But little do we know the stars just welcome him with open. Get a load of this monster. Doesn't know how to communicate. His mind is in a different place. Will everybody please give him a little bit of space? Get a load of this train wreck. His hair's a mess and he doesn't know who he is yet. But little do we know the stars as well. Time is slowly tracing his face, but strangely he feels at home in this place. Thanks, guys. This next song is in a weird tuning. Give us 1 second to tune it different. Appreciate it. How you doing? Yeah. Thanks for waiting. Can't get your name past my lips like a slur, and I think I'm in love with the idea of her. Lie in the morning aurora. What time is it in California? Throwing up brains through my mouth, yeah, I'm thinking out loud things we won't talk about. Remember the time that we snuck in her house. They don't want me around, but I can't get your name past my lips like a slur, and I think I'm in love with the idea of her. Cry like you know you're cicada. What time is it in California? Your face in my head like a drum. If I don't want anyone, then why do I feel so alone? I'll reach out if you don't, 'cause I can't get your name past my lips like a slur, and I think I'm in love with the idea of her. Lie in the morning aurora. What time is it in California? Can't get your name past my lips like a slur. Think I'm in love with the idea of her. Cry like an annoying cicada. What time is it? Thank you so much. Bada bing, bada boom. You guys ready?
As I'll ever be.
Same. Give me a chord, my friend. I don't,
Nice.
yeah. Beautiful.
Good choice.
I don't think that this feels like love, but I don't wanna let it go. And if I just do what you want, then you leave me alone. It feels like you're taking me home, but every other day I see another bone. I hate your guts, but I'll meet you same time, same place tomorrow. In archaeology, excavation on my body, and I'm brushing so gently. They're trying to cover up the bones underneath. No matter what I do, I feel guilty. fingers and toes that I don't wake up again in a black hole. She said she would send me back to home to decide if I wanna die miserable. Talked her, I'm not doing too well. If this shit was a choice, I wouldn't need your help. I see the world through the eyes of a dog, but I can't see yellow. Archaeology, excavation on your body, and I'm brushing so gently. I try to cover up the bones under me. No matter what I do, I feel got just 2 more songs for you today. Thanks everyone for listening and being nice to us. Take a sip. To be a hero to save the world. It doesn't make you a narcissist to love yourself. It feels like nothing is easy, it'll never be. That's alright, let it out, talk to me. Don't have to be a prodigy to be unique. You don't have to know what to say or what to think. You don't have to be anybody you can never be. That's alright, let it out, talk to me. Turning in your sleep. Even if you run away, you'll still see them in your dreams. It's so dark tonight, It's alright. Come inside and talk to me. We can talk here on the floor, on the phone if you prefer. I'll be here until you're okay. Let your words release your pain. You and I will share the weight, growing stronger day by day. It's so dark outside tonight. Build a fire, warm and bright, and the wind, it howls and bites. Ride it back with all your might. Anxiety, tossing, turning in your sleep. Even if you run away, you still see them in your dreams. It's so dark tonight, it looks nice. Fall asleep. It's alright. Come inside and talk to me. Just one more song tonight. Thanks again for everyone for listening, online and in person. Really appreciate it. Thanks for having us. Cavetown is colder in the summertime. I'll lose my mind, ace another bout. Sometimes hold my hand, say we'll make it another night. I still get a little scared of something new, but I feel a little safer when I'm with is gonna scare us now. We're all in our dressing gowns. Mine's white and stripy, yours is green and brown. I forgot my name again. I think that's something worth remembering. Sliders in your favorite shoes, just leave them because they're more scared of you. Town is colder in the summertime. I'll lose my mind at least another 1,000 times. Hold my hand tight, we'll make it another night. I still get a little scared of something new, but I feel a little safer when I'm with you. Falling doesn't feel so bad when I know you're falling this way. Summertime, I'll lose my mind at least another 1,000 times. Hold my hands tight, we'll make it another night. I still get a little scared of something new, but I feel a little safer when I'm with you. Falling doesn't feel so bad when I know you're falling this way too. Thanks, everyone. Love you.